Not me being a baby at the top of the mountain.
Not you, not Elisa Raffa. I do want to talk about it because you were so cold then, but it hasn't been that cold at the mountains, and they've had to make a lot of snow. Elisa, is this kind of the new normal that we should expect?
Yes, we are, for like a lack of a better term, use a pun here, winter is losing its cool, basically, right? So as our climate warms overall, we will still get winter. There'll be cold days and there'll be maybe some snowy days, but we are losing the frequency and we're losing the extremity, right? So the coldest extremes are not as cold anymore, and if we had X amount of cold days, now we find fewer and fewer of those days.
Okay, so with fewer cold days there, does that mean, I guess it's kind of comes less snow? We're not going to have as many snow days.
So that's really interesting, and I got to chat on the phone with a mountain climatologist up at App State who was super interesting. And basically, overall, we see a decline in snow depending on the region in the U.S. The way that it gets a little bit complicated is when we have a warming climate, the warmer air and the warmer oceans fuel stronger storms, right? Beefs up stronger storms, just like a baseball player on steroids gets beefed up for more home runs, right?
Yeah,
Makes sense?
yeah.
So with a stronger storm, you might be able to drop more snow in certain places. The problem is it's not happening as frequently, right? So maybe the annual snow is staying the same, but the snowy days are decreasing, right? So maybe you still get a pop of like 6 inches of snow or whatever, how many here, but then you have this stretch of no snow and warm days. That makes sense?
It does. So then the snow, you get all that, say you get 2 feet of snow, right? That seems great. But then it heats back up to 50 degrees, then you lose it all, right?
We don't have the consistency, and we find that with rain as well. Overall, sometimes we find that the average annual rain totals, right? The whole thing isn't increasing or decreasing. What we find is that the extremes, those periods of like, it's gonna either be flooding rain or severe drought. And we're not really finding that much in between, you know what I mean?
It makes sense. It's like you need this amount of food to keep you healthy all week, but you're getting it in just one day. You can't eat it all in one day.
Exactly.
You need it spread out.
You're either starving or you're too full. There's not enough in the middle. So what they were saying is it is miraculous that they only had to close for 1 or 2 days in December, considering most of their days were in the 60s and 70s. In December. So technology really helping them out there.
Helping them out. It feels nice to be in the 70s, but bad news for the mountains and things like that. Elisa, great job as always.